It's 10 days as of now to Cult and Art Exhibition. 10 days pretty much to the minute. We'll be starting up on Friday the 13th of June at Vault, and it'll be on until the 20th of June, and we'll have loads of stuff happening. And so by way of more information and more education and entertainment and just letting us know what the hell's going on, I'm going to speak to Philippa Tomlin again. We're going to speak via Zoom, and we're going to have a wee quick chat about the workshops and events that's going on that week, and I'm getting hyped. I'm going to be going down. I'm going to be walking around town with flyers and stuff and posters and putting them up, and hopefully we'll start to get a bit of a buzz going. Obviously it's hard to sort of tell how many people you're reaching, but it was really nice to sort of get some of the feedback from the people who listen to the podcast. What's funny is we live in an age now where people are very quick to consume. Look at someone's painting on, say, Instagram and scroll past quickly, or someone's music and kind of dismiss it after 20 seconds. But people will spend a lot of time with podcasts. So for everybody who spent the time and listened to what we were talking about last time, hopefully you'll enjoy this one. I really appreciate that. It's nice to have people feeling like they're part of the conversation, and as we go, we'll have more of the cult artists joining in. I'm gonna do a bit of a trial run tonight with Zoom and getting the format sorted. There are other things available, but I'm just going to bust open a beer and I'm going to speak to young Philippa Tomlin, and I'm going to pick her brains to find out what's going on between the 13th and the 20th down at Vault at Arborough House in Belfast. You see, Cult and Art Podcast, we are all for this exhibition. We're all promoting the absolute bejesus out of it, as they would say. So we'll stop arsing about. We're going to go speak to Phil. She's going to tell us what's going on, and we're all going to get educated. All right. 10 fucking days, Phil.
10 fucking days. What are we gonna do?
I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It's only like when we did the last podcast and we realised that when we were trying to give an overview and a kind of introduction to you, there was still so much of the thing we didn't talk about.
No, I know.
Like,
there's
literally,
so much.
There's a whole other side of it. Like, we did a double-sided poster for a reason.
Well, there's the workshops.
Mm-hmm. And more than just workshops as well. I sort of keep feeling it's like got like a kind of like a fest kind of vibe. That's the thing I got in my head.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody once asked me, and I was like, oh, yeah, but I don't know how to word it. Somebody asked me if we were like a touring studio as well as exhibition. And I was like, well, kind of, because we don't have a base. So we're going to have to be there. So when people come in and see the exhibition, we'll all be there,
Yep.
Painting, chatting, drinking tea.
Tea. Well, I suppose that's the first thing we probably chat about is like we've got our wee beer sponsorship, our wee beer endorsement to do. We've got Heaney. They're from Balaki. They're with Dr. Seamus Heaney. That's young Mal. He's a good lad. I've known him for a while. And Tilton Pours. It's Stephen at Tilton Pour.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Heaney are officially sponsoring our opening night.
Yep.
So that's Friday the 13th. Bum bum bum. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to think of a Friday the 13th noise.
Yeah, that was like a small train.
Yeah, as he does his wee noise, doesn't he?
But Tilton Pour are supporting 2 of our workshops. Yours.
Yes.
Which is a paint along with a demonic difference.
Basically, you're trying to summon the devil while painting. We'll talk about it anyway. But yeah, they're doing my one, and I think they're doing Tracy's painting paint.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the first sort of day or so we'll have the Heaney beers as well. So that's really cool that they sort of endorsed that. And like that's the thing, the way social media is, you'll just have loads of people walking around with a beer, and you'll just be able to tag the beer every time you see it, and it's like, it's mad the way it works. It's nice to be involved in a sense of like, yeah, craft beers. It's an art thing. Yeah, it's better than the cheap wine you used to get. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, art galleries and a warm white wine. Yeah.
remember at my solo exhibition, all the red wine ran out, and I didn't realize how much it actually drank. And Olivier, he had a stash of wine, French guy, obviously, and he pulled out a nice white bottle of wine for me, and I took a glass of it, and I was like, I'm fucked, and threw up. It was so, yeah, there's a limit to the free wine you can get.
There is, there is a limit.
um, but we had a good time at the last day. One of the jokes is, I mean, you don't have to be a booze hound to like cult, but you know what I mean. We're half Irish, half Scottish, Phil. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. I mean, it's kind of in us.
Yeah, that's it. It is. It's just a fun thing. I mean, um, the first two cults was on cocktail duty. I think my first one was called Last Call at Jonestown.
It was.
Yeah, that was weird because after that, there was a play on the Jonestown cult, and there was just random people following us. It was kind of weird. Some
I
guy.
was like,
Do you remember the guy showing us magic tricks? Wasn't there a guy?
yes,
Wasn't there
yes.
just a
There was somebody showing us magic tricks. There was somebody who wanted to talk to us about becoming a business.
yes?
That might have been the same person.
Was it the same guy who was telling us that all our work needs to be printed on phone cases?
Oh my God, I don't remember.
Might have been the same dude. I don't know, but you get headers showing up, and that's one of the fun things because it wasn't. It was a more traditional gallery, but I think
We
you
weren't
could.
a traditional crowd though, so we don't. We
That's what I
just
want to do. I mean, that's that late night art. That's what people do. They just show up for free drink.
free drink and free art.
I mean, why not? It's a way to get cultured, but once you're too drunk on it. Oh dear.
Ah.
Oh. But yeah, so
Well,
that's kind of the thing. We encourage people to loosen up, but we don't want people showing up just for the free beer.
no.
And what else? We've got so what we'll do it in chronological order. Will we
Yeah,
just do
let's
that?
do it in order, or we'll get lost.
Friday the 13th, Jason Noise. I'll dub that in. I'll dub in a Jason Noise. What do you hear?
Okay, cool.
Did
Right,
you hear
go.
the Jason Noise? Did
Were
you
you
hear the
going to
Jason
make
Noise?
it?
We hear.
That was great. Ah, nice. I got it that time.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, but 6 o'clock this time, 10 days.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. 7 till
No,
9.
six for the cool people.
We're gonna
Um,
have loads of invites going out, but it's open to anyone, so just come along. Even let us know if you're coming along, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully loads of friends and family as well, the local artists coming to see what's going on. I've got an invite list which I have to get a
Yeah.
move on with.
It got
That's my
increasingly
job.
silly, didn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Who are we inviting? Who have we got on our list? We've got Pamela Ballantyne,
Yeah.
Kneecap,
That man that
um,
paints the jackets.
that Silver Fox guy,
Yeah.
Teddy Von Tramp. We're trying to think who's the most famous people from Northern Ireland we could think of. Like Liam Neeson, we were in Cushion Doll the other day. We could have went to his
Yeah.
sister's house and says, "Here, does Liam want to come to our exhibition?" I suppose we've got us Bill Drummond.
We have to. Both of them. Why not?
You're obliged to, yeah. Say
We've got.
to him that we live on the soup lane and he has to come and make a soup.
There we go.
Yep.
Also, I mean, hopefully, Zippy, the butcher
Hopefully Zippy,
from Crystal, he's coming.
These
Everyone knows him.
Yep. It's like I think that more people know Zippy than know like 80s computer game characters. Weird. You know what I mean? Not everyone knows who Kirby is, but they're kind of like Zippy. Oh, Zippy, yeah. Yeah, it was funny whenever someone who we were pretty sure is a changeling says they don't believe in furries, and you're like, nah. So the Friday the 13th is going to be, it's the opening night.
Yeah, opening night. It's an opportunity to get a free beer, or glass of wine.
You may get uncomfortably leant upon by me at one point. I tend to get, I will be a bit like an excitable Labrador running around, going, "You're my friend. You're kin to my heart, show."
I might do a speech.
Ding, 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 ding.
I did a speech last time. I think I like a speech. I like a sort of a marker to go, ta-da, we made it. And also, really, it's to say thank you to all the artists that are part of it and who came. So watch out. There might be some speechifying.
That's brilliant. I hope I cry. I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna have shoes on that I can actually walk in this time.
Good shout. Generally, the main function of them, like.
And yeah, that's opening night, and then and possibly a bit of an after party somewhere else.
I was thinking about this. Shoot, well, maybe I was thinking of maybe trying to make a thing of it, and maybe if some of our favorite local bars want to be sweet, we'll do a wee cross promotion, because sometimes you kind of go, quid pro quo. What can your art weirdos do for you?
Or there's ghost night at the Voodoo.
A ghost night, actually, yeah. Is that not? That's
not like a ghost.
No, the ghost band, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're doing this the night where they're just playing ghost songs. Hell, that sounds great. To be fair, I mean, to be fair, that's just kind of like a Friday night with me anyway. I just listen to Ghost steaming. Funny enough, I'm on super Dalek Soundwave IPA today, which is the upgrade from last time. Tastes super. Like it really does.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'm on white wine.
That's what we're doing. Because they're talking about drink, we're also like fucking booze hounds.
I know.
So Saturday.
Oh, okay, so Saturday starts as all good Saturdays should with pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
So we have.
Can I maybe suggest
what?
Sodas.
You get both?
Aye, you're in Belfast.
I've built the pancakes now. I mean,
you build the pancakes, but if you were to say to me, I'm advertising pancakes and hit maybe a soda and a pancake,
you'd be happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just the British in you, Phil.
Don't start that.
I think it is. It's just you need to be here, and you need to. The way it goes here in my head, it goes sodas, tater bread, pancakes.
Do you know what though? To be fair, that does serve our vegan friends. The only ones that really miss out here now are the gluten-frees.
Wankers.
So we may have to get some fruit.
Brilliant. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to start up controversy. Cult art exhibition called Celiacs Wankers. Slur called Celiacs Slur. Uses slur.
I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna put that into the press release.
Aye, Celiacs are wankers. I can't be bothered trying to stay on target. Anyway, so
food. So then once we've got full bellies, hold on, I might not get this in the right order. Once we've got full bellies and hopefully kind of cured some hangovers,
so
we will. Then this is this is awesome. I'm really excited about this. We've got Sean's sigil workshop. So we should explain this a little bit, maybe, because not everyone knows what a sigil is. Although the teenagers I was working with today now have created all their own sigils for their artwork.
It's funny. I was doing a wee lecture and I was talking about sigils, and it's funny that the people kind of go, okay, they get them quite quick. It's kind of like a monogram, but it's kind of like a monogram with an extra bit of esoteric twist. Yeah,
it has a bit more meaning. It has a bit more purpose, drive.
Literally.
Yeah. It's like that's what it is.
I was reading the day I was Austin Osman Spur, who's the guy who kind of popularized modern sort of sigil magic, and I think Sean's very influenced by that. He sends a sigil every year, and me and you can attest. I think sometimes when a sigil arrives at the right time, charged the right way, sometimes it can affect things in a big way, I believe. Donnie Davies and me met when we realised that we started to sign our artwork with sigils. And you sign yours with a sigil as well?
I do, because of you and Danny.
It seems like a more visual way of saying your name.
Yeah, and also it's I wanted my art to have my name on it, but whenever I wrote my name or my initials or something, it just seemed to be dead clunky. Whereas with my sigil, I can I can sneak it in there, or I can do it in a color, or I can make it belong somewhere, and so
Yeah.
it's nice.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's like you think about how nice Bob Ross is, and he's just got the big Ross on the bottom, the big
Yeah,
red,
and red.
red.
You just ruined your painting, Bob.
Sick Bob. Um, but yeah, so Sean's going to show people how to use and charge sigils, which is really, really good. It's going to be class. Everything's going to be done with a sort of cursory charge. If you want to pay what you can, really. Some things have a
Yeah,
set charge, but if you see the thing and you go, here, I can't afford that, but I'm free that day. I want to get down. Message me or Phil, and we'll sort you out. Like, we'll not see you stuck for the sake of a tenner. If
yeah,
someone really wants to go to one of these workshops, look, a tenner's not going to break a bank for us. We're not going to be making millions out of this, like, but. If we're not going to be making much out of it, well, hopefully we will. We'll charge a sigil to make a few quid, but I do feel
yeah.
like if
We've
people
got
want to come down and we're happy to share our skills as well as, it's just more just to cover costs and materials and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So on the Saturday, everything is free or pay what you can.
Yeah.
Um, and during the day, during the week, we're going to be hanging out in the space. So if you want to come and meet any of us, I mean, it depends who's around, but if
Mhm.
you want to come and meet any of us, create something with us, have a conversation, then we're there. And that's obviously totally free. We have put a wee charge on some of our more skilled workshops because I think it's only fair to be able to pay our
Yeah.
artists. But like you said, if you're desperate to come and you just can't afford the 20 quid on the workshop, but you're dedicated and going to turn up, whatever reason, don't need any actual reasons, just message us and
Again,
we'll
it's the
book you
same
in.
as what we're saying about the beers. Look, if we do a favor here, tag us social media, fucking, you know, it's wee things we you can do to help us, and we'll help you. I mean, it's we keep saying like Darzo's DIY or die, isn't it? It's like we're going to have to do it ourselves. Like, Vault are very nice hosting us, but we aren't sort of members, so we've got to push a lot to get it our own momentum. And
Yeah,
to almost get the venue themselves excited. That's one of the things we found when you're in another place is you have to kind of get them excited too. And
yeah.
I mean that, like, there you go. We're halfway through the second day. So Saturday will be a brunch. We'll have some baked goods, hangover cures, and then we'll have Sean doing a sigil
Which
workshop.
is, I think, an absolutely lovely start to this kind of
Awesome.
event. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, like he's going to be like a meteorite. He's going to land like a meteorite. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then
And
after
then,
that, yep.
so then at 3 o'clock in the
Pardon me.
afternoon, we have a conversation between you and Mrs. Laura Patterson,
Mhm.
who and it's all about art and the unconscious.
Yeah, we call her Mrs. P. When you only said Mrs. P there. Like,
I
it's
did.
funny.
That's why she got her Mrs.
Yeah, which is Mrs. P. Yes, it's funny because just to differentiate her from like other Lauras we know, she became Mrs. P. And we realised that Austin Osman Spur, who's a big influence on me, was friends with a woman. I don't know how much of how true this is, but friends of a woman was called Mother Patterson, who to say she was a bit of kind of taught him a few things, taught him a few tricks. But Laura's been very good, and we're kind of working on the course we're doing is it's combining art and psychology. So she's taught me a lot of stuff about analyzing art, self-analysis, analyzing other art, and it's going to be about the unconscious and the subconscious. It's going to be Jungian, Freudian. It's going to touch on the surrealist. It's going to touch on Osmond Spur. It's going to touch on my hero Alan Moore. A lot of quotes from him, David Lynch. There's a lot of influence from pop culture and esoteric stuff on my side, and then there's a big influence from sort of psychology and depth psychology and yeah, like Laura's a genius. She's really, really smart. So it's something that I can't wait to talk about. It's one of those things that when someone asks me about it, I'll go, what is it? It's a course about art and unconscious. And then they go, and what's that? And then it turns into a paragraph, and then the paragraph turns into a bigger paragraph. It's we're running our second course off it at the minute, and even the first week has already been bulging with facts. Like, it seems to be the sort of thing where ideas flourish in it as it goes. So we're hopefully going to work towards a book, which will probably be focusing on my art and Laura's psychology. And yeah, so we're going to get some hype going because we've kind of got a bit of a thing. I kind of look at her; she's a bit of a rock star psychologist, and I'm a bit of an oddball artist, and it kind of works. It's a good team, you know.
I
It's not
really,
stuffy.
from a purely geeky art girl point of view, I'm so excited to hear you guys talk about that. And especially because you're going to be surrounded by all of the paintings. There's not a chance that you two aren't going to riff on the artwork that's around you,
Yeah,
because that's going to
we
be the
met at
most
my
obvious
first
thing.
show. Yeah, it was. Oh no, we'd known each other previously as friends, but she looked at one of my paintings and I actually seen her like flinch back. She like went, "Oh God!" Like, and I was like, "Well, whenever a psychologist reacts like that," and that painting was kind of the crux of so much stuff. So she was able to put my artwork in a timeline as sort of things that were happening in my life, and it's all yeah, it's interesting. Well, you'll hear all about it in the course. It's really interesting. It's interesting. If you're interested in me, like the Elephant Man, if you want to come and use me as some sort of fucking specimen of psycho artistic creative archery, I don't know what the fuck.
Archery,
Archery,
artistry,
artistry. That's the word.
artistry.
Did I say archery? Archery. I don't fucking know. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, trust me, I'll be more coherent on the day. I'll be surrounded by smart people.
Not mentioning Freud or anything. Um, wow, it's going
I
from
don't say that now. I'm
going
fucking hanging about Freud.
so going from the kind of like, I mean, quite heavy conversation and all that kind of stuff, and thinking about our artwork on the Sunday, we have invited Lisa Harris, amazing tarot reader.
Yeah,
So Lisa's going to be in the space with us, and they're going to be dishing out their tough love tarot.
love tarot. Love this. Um,
We met that. Where did we meet them?
the Voodoo Market, the
Yes.
Devil's Fur Market,
Yeah. I will
and
always
yeah,
have.
I think the vibe, the tarot was just kind of quite quirky and like I say, pop culture. So definitely, Lisa will be a lot of fun.
Definitely. And like you say,
Just
pop
walk up.
culture, you rock up, you pay your pennies over to the tarot reader.
If you think that's daft, just come and have a beer with us and chuckle at the ones who are going to do it. You can come and have a beer. We can talk art
Yeah.
if you're on the tarot. But I think tarot just suits so much of
Oh,
us.
it totally suits us. And they were saying that sitting there surrounded by all the art, it's going to be really charged. And exciting. And I wonder how many artists will get their cards done as well. I
I
might
might do a
even
wee. I might do one of a wee. Sean will probably do one, but I might do a wee ritual or two. We'll do a few wee ones in there. And for my course, actually, there is one week where I do a thing about sigils, and we're gonna film Sean's and
Ooh,
probably
okay.
myself and Laura's as well because we can give them then to the students. Um,
Nice.
listen to me,
I know.
a
Who
student.
do you think you are?
No,
You do.
I'm not a professor. No, I think it's Laura. I think Laura's a doctor. I think she might be a doctor.
Cheers.
Is she?
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like
cheers.
yeah, and it's like I have no qualifications, but 30 odd years of art, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get picked apart like the Elephant Man. It's fun. Um, so literally, right? So now we're going. We've got Friday the 13th. Good way to start. Fucking crazy night. Everyone's going to get murdered by Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
No, sorry, everyone's going to get their heads smashed in by art. I'm trying to think
Okay.
of a metaphor. Everyone is going to be stuffed into an artistic sleeping bag and swung against a tree of culture.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That,
everyone is going to get their head punched off by art on the top of a building.
okay.
Yeah,
What?
I'm just using Jason metaphors at this point. Everyone is going to drown in a lake of art, then come back for a fucking
Oh,
60-year reign of terror.
okay, great. So when that's over, then
All the Friday the
Saturday,
13th nerds are going to love me.
Saturday is sodas, pancakes, sigils, and
Fucking
subconsciousnesses.
hell. Psychology, art, psychology,
Psychology.
unconscious sigils with a fucking witch from who was just exhibiting in Salem.
Amazing.
Then the 15th,
Um,
just to keep it weird, Sunday the 15th, come down, hang out, get your tarot
Tarot.
read. See if there's
I
any
think
beer
Sunday's
left, if you're
going to be
lucky.
really chilled. Yeah, Sunday's going to be super chilled. I'm going to enjoy that.
Come down and we
Um,
can talk techniques, we can talk painting, we can talk, we're going to have merch, or not merch, but we're going to have a stall.
we'll have so a lot
Sunday
of
we consider doing a market.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of put it on there. There will always be tables. It's not like a big traders market, but there will be there will be tables and there will
Yeah.
be artists there
You never know.
selling their prints.
Maybe before then we'll maybe invite a few people to bring a few things down. I don't know, fuck it, we'll just do something crazy, I don't know.
Bring it all.
Just
Can't
bring it
wait.
down. Troll market, just come down, just bring down some stuff and barter. Yeah,
Just
if you're an
barter.
artist, tell you what, there you go. Tell you what, if you want to, if you're an artist and you like any of our stuff and you want to barter, give us a shout. There you go.
Come and swap things.
Come and swap things. We love that. We prints and we bits and bobs and tinks and tinkles and tangles. Like we things. I don't know what a tinkle and a
Trinkets.
tankle is. Trinkets, that's the word. Anyway.
Um, we're going to be open every single day from 12 from
Yep.
midday. We
We're
don't do
trying to
mornings.
kind of rage against the kind of stereotype of the exhibition's open for a week and, you know, the space is there and we're going to have one person sitting in the corner on a laptop sometimes.
Yeah.
No, we're going to be there every minute that it's there and it's going to be open.
We're
I
gonna
think
be
that's a bit of
open.
a
We'll be
sore spot.
open like every single day from midday. There'll be somebody or two people there. There'll be music. It won't be quiet. It won't be boring. It won't hopefully feel awkward. It'll be welcoming. We'll be busy kind of painting and chatting. So there'll be a buzzy kind of atmosphere. So come on in and chat and join in as you wish. If you
Yeah, we
want to be
think
left alone, you can be left
I think we
alone.
think a gallery should be a bit more of kind of almost like a working space too. Like if someone sells a piece, the first thing I say is, "What are you putting in place?" I don't want a blank space. If someone has to take something down and sell it,
Are we not doing the dots?
we can do the dots. But literally, some people want them on the night. It's happened to me before. I've had to take one down and put one up on the
Yoink.
night. I did that
Okay.
at the second cult. There was one I
Hmm.
just painted one and stuck another one
You
up
did.
instead.
You totally did.
Yeah,
In
it's as
fact, I
simple
think you
as
made one to put there in the place.
yep.
Um, but then in the evening, we've got our workshop. So I'm going to do one. I'm going to do a mindfulness workshop.
Yes,
Um,
on what is that, Monday?
Monday the 16th of
Nice.
June, 5:30 to 6:45. So a nice, relaxing, focused session, playing with ink and making little inky creatures. My mindfulness, while it's very thoughtful and methodical, and I'll take you through a kind of relaxation practice, it's also quite tongue in cheek and it's quite fun and
Yeah,
playful.
some
And
people kind of take the piss with mindfulness because it can be a bit arty farty or arty furry. But I think
yeah,
yours has a kind of a. It doesn't take the piss, but it is tongue in cheek. You're right.
well, it's sort of it doesn't take the piss. It is what it
Yours
is,
is like
but it's
it's got
fun.
like a Dr. Seuss kind of thing going on.
Well, my ones do, but who knows what yours might be? They come up with their own rules, these little inky things.
Like, see the way she talks. Like, listen to the way she's saying it.
You have
It's
to
weird.
respond. You respond to what happens with the ink and then go from there and create your own rules and see what happens. And hopefully you'll leave the workshop feeling a little bit recharged, a little bit refreshed, and with a little postcard and your brand new inky thing.
I get the image of like Geppetto or Dr. Pretorius, you know, from like Bride of Frankenstein, and his jars. It was like, you know, little things, you know, like or Geppetto and all those wee things in his toy shop. And it's like you
Yeah.
sort of talk about your inky things, like you know, you have them all. It's like Cameron's wee night terrors in the jars. I like the idea of
Yes.
them, sort of
They're
each
very
one.
similar. I think they're very similar, actually. So
I mean, it's in a way, it's almost it does. They're almost kind of like sigils as well. They have a look like a sigil. They kind of got an idea. You're charging them with energy. You're giving them personality.
you do. Because yes, you spend time with them once they're done. Do you want the secret? Or will I keep
No,
the secret?
keep a secret. Don't give the secret to these tramps who are getting the podcast for free.
Give the
The ones who
secret.
come down. Get the ones who at least
Well,
paid the bus fare to come down and see us.
there is a secret, and that secret means that they end up with little personalities. And then hopefully, now don't get freaked out about this because you don't have to be a writer. You might even be able to write a little poem, a little ode to your inky thing as well.
That's good. As long as you don't give away the
Obviously.
secret, Phil.
I'm not going to give away the
Don't
secret.
give away the secret.
Do you know the secret?
No, even I don't know the secret.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you did.
Nope. The only secret I know is that bit underneath the chicken. The
The
oysters.
oysters.
Yeah. Secret bit. To be hidden bonus Super Mario level of chicken. It's the only secret I know. People, that book, people were talking about the secret.
Yeah.
Aye. It's about the bit underneath the chicken.
And after you finish doing the lovely mindfulness and everybody's got very calm, you can either stay or join for Cameron's lino cutting
Nice.
and printing
Which would be
101.
good because I don't want tense people cutting lino because that's when you stab your finger.
Yes, exactly. If you stay for both, you'll be really chilled. Although Cameron's got a lovely,
Cameron's ridiculous.
so chilled. A
I
lovely
can't
way
wait
of
to get Cameron on
speaking.
here, but it's going to sound so funny because I talk so quickly and he talks so like chilled and slowly that it's going to have to be like I have to try not to interrupt him.
Well, the amount we interrupt each other and say the same things over the top
Yeah,
of
don't
each
be getting
other.
the impression that me and you are like really bad mannered. We talk. Oh, this is literally ADHD speak.
This is just how we communicate
Yeah,
with everyone.
yeah. It just overlaps until something makes sense. Really, shit and it sticks. Wonderful.
Yeah. But no, Cameron. So Cameron will lead everybody through a lovely process of cutting lino, um, and printing,
I love.
and
He's got a nice wee style. He's able to make it really simple.
yeah,
He can
it's
show you
really
how to. He
simple.
can make you just write. You know, if carve a balaclava and write you up in kneecaps on it. Boom. You can have that in 2 minutes. What's the one I have? He's got. You want to get people shirt? That's for you, and it just says "fuck Tory scum" on it.
Yes.
And it's like he's cool. He's got a real punk rock way of doing it. He's not like doing lino cutting to sort of to put like I mean, he does quite pretty stuff, but sometimes he just does
Do you
really
know, yeah,
just stuff
actually,
with
just
text on too as well.
think about how he leads the workshops, and he's going to be all calm and quiet and collected, and then in his bag of tricks is literally a big knob on a lino.
Do you remember the one he says that's my other bag, and he poured the other bag of ones out, and they were like obscene. And he was like, I was going to lead a class on these, but people weren't keen.
So
So that's
might be
Cameron.
18 plus the camera.
So he's Monday night, Monday the 16th.
Yeah, he is.
And then who's the 17th? The 17th. What the hell's happening on that day? The 17th is a Tuesday. I'm just looking at my mum's calendar. It says St. Anthony of Padua's feast day, the 13th of June. So we've got the blessing of St. Anthony.
Great.
Isn't that good?
That's brilliant. But
Not being
we've
a devout
also
Catholic, I
got,
don't think anyone really gives.
I don't know, this might work in celebration of
I
St. Anthony.
bet you some legend called Anthony will come and buy a load of art.
I bet you somebody at some point to celebrate St. Anthony painted a ceramic duck.
Do you know, I think he is the patron saint of ceramic animals.
Can I just say, this is my favorite?
What, like Segway? Or
No. No, my favorite workshop. My brain can't make this cult.
actually, hold on. Do you know what?
Like,
Honestly, I just read the wee thing on my mum's wee holy calendar here, right? And it says, St. Anthony of Padua, you endure much discouragement in your life before finding your calling. Help us find patience in our own lives. You preach by example. Help us show others through example the truth of our faith. Isn't that nice? So that's quite cool.
nice.
So it's kind of like, here, don't let the bastards grind you down, but in the most frilly Catholic way.
Don't let the bastards grind you down. Instead, join zombie cars and paint a duck.
I don't think in the Bible there was anywhere near enough duck painting workshops.
Don't think they were not.
Do you ever think? Jesus, like he wouldn't have got crucified if people had just all got the car and just
Painted ducks?
painted some ducks there. You know, the Sadducees, they're all like, crucify him. Like, that's fuck God, let's paint some ducks, man. This is
I'm
what
so
happens when you've got a super Catholic calendar to look at.
excited. I love your mum's house.
It's awesome.
There's Jesus to the left of you.
Jesus to the right of you, volleyed and thundered.
Oh dear. But anyway, so Tuesday, 17th of June, 6 to 8, come and paint a duck with Caroline.
Yeah, like it kind of reminds me of just those fun things you used to do in like art class back in the day.
Yeah.
Whenever the teacher had like a really good idea and no one really gave a shit, and you're like,
Mm,
oh man, that was such a good idea. I wish the whole class had really been into that. Like I
yeah.
remember our school had a kiln and they were so excited and there was like one person every year maybe, and see
Made
now in
something clay.
hindsight you're like, dude, a fucking kiln. And so
Well,
as the stuff
at
has the real
least,
feel of like everybody can start at like you can be basic level or you can be she's just very knowledgeable about the clay. She makes me feel a bit thick.
oh, she's like a witch. I mean, she's like a clay witch. Um, like literally,
Some sort of
like there's,
golem.
she goes off in a van and burns clay in the woods. Like,
Some
it's
sort of
amazing.
some sort of earth mother.
Earth mother, duck mother, mother of dejected,
Mother of snakes. Oh, wait,
mother of
dejected? It's got
yeah.
a wee thing. Are we dejected? It's like it's kind of become like a wee mascot. The wee
We really need to post him up. Is that okay? We're not giving too much away.
I
People
posted it.
have seen dejected before.
Oh, he's cute.
We'll put him up with this podcast because
Yeah.
he does get mentioned a lot.
It's like no
Um,
matter how much you see like highbrow, lowbrow, deep or whatever, it's just like, oh look at that, he's cute.
he's so cute. Everyone loves dejected. But I think the brilliant thing about the duck painting workshops is that thing of like everyone's going to be in it together. I think she's got some lino cutting ideas going on as well, possibly, or
Uh,
design. I'm not sure.
Stand over a
There's also
ton of stuff.
a literal boatload of
Aye. You'll not be
stuff.
bored. Just if you want to do some stuff, she has it all there.
Yeah, she's got it all, and you get to take them all home with you. And we've got to get it 20 people minimum because we crossed the sea with 20 ceramic ducks.
Yeah. See, we're not going back. We'll end up in the Beaufort Trench. We'll end up sunk in the middle of the sea somewhere.
Right, any left over, can we just release them into the wild?
It's an idea. Yeah.
Is that
Release them into the lagoon.
Off they go.
Um, I do. I like the idea of the ducks. It's so silly. It's like
I know.
cult is not po-faced. They're super
No,
serious at all, and that proves it.
no. Well, except then on Wednesday, the 18th of June, in all seriousness, let's summon demons.
Let's summon demons.
Through painting with Jared Dobbett.
What? How else do you summon demons?
I don't know.
You just get me drunk in the solid. No, like, so obviously it's a nod to the psychology and all of it, but yeah, it's going to be like an automatic painting session with a bit of an occult sort of edge to it, where it's going to be, sometimes the shapes you see, sometimes the forms you see, there's sort of archetypes and shapes and forms, and if you kind of work in the realms that I kind of do, you'll start to get your kind of dark shapes and dark forms, and you get
You're going to be playing, aren't you? You're playing with paint.
Horns and demons. I think calling it that summon demons sort of allows people to go into kind of the darker realm. It's like a dark version of an automatic painting class. Which, I mean, people don't know what an automatic painting class is, probably. Like a paint and paint for mental people.
So, I've done this before. Wait.
Are you allowed to say mental anymore? I'm mental. Am I allowed to call other people mental?
What, like in a fun way? Like, last night was mental.
No, like you're saying, like mental, like.
No, no.
Can I not make it, like, can I own that, like queer?
I mean, you'd have to ask.
You know what I mean? If somebody can say mental, you'd be like, I don't
So,
they call me a honky or a cracker. Sorry.
Anyway, I've done this with you. I did this during lockdown with you and the Outliers. You and Danny Davis did one, and you did a live
Yes.
painting summon demons painting with me.
On Instagram, that used to be sort of Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Maybe I would have done, and I would have got people to kind of you sort of talk and you paint, and sort of as you're chatting, you kind of almost you're doodling the painting out,
Yeah.
and that's
And
really
it's really
automatic.
nice for artists like me. It's great because I'm reference heavy. Yeah, I don't really have a plan when I start painting, but if I think, oh, I need a bird, I will go and find a picture of a bird and I will use that, for example. But yeah, no, it's really freeing and it's kind of like it is mindfulness as well.
Mindfulness,
It's
but
also
shadow, your awareness of your shadow. In
yes.
the course, me and Mrs. Patterson were going to talk about the old shadow, Jungian shadow, and my work isn't really for the faint of heart, and it is sometimes if you want to paint some sort of fucking some horrible toothed demon, some sort of. I find when people paint skulls and demons and monsters, it's a projection and it's okay to project that. It's okay to do that. Um, some of the stuff is hard and some of the stuff can open hard conversations, but some of it's quite fun. Some of it's kind of like almost like primal scream therapy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my stuff is what do you call it, the wailing and the gnashing of teeth.
Oh.
Yeah, my stuff's
Oh,
got
that's nice.
that. My stuff looks like a fucking someone just going, "Bleh,
But then the other
you
thing is like,
fucking bastards."
but you also because it's
By the way,
you.
that's what most of my paintings sound like whenever I close the attic door.
They're there. I've got 5 of them up here.
I just sit there screaming.
They're quiet just now. But but because it's you as well, it's about playing with color and it's playing with paint and it's about
Forms,
having a
mark making,
conversation. Yeah, mark making. It's seeing what happens on a page on a
thought
canvas.
forms.
Yes.
Sometimes if you
Yes.
want to reach for a vivid orange, you know what I mean? What's making you reach for the orange? Sometimes you reach for neon pink. I remember someone sending me a picture from an art gallery in Germany going, bet you want to lick that, don't you? And I was like, I really do. The painting was so pink. I was like, I literally want to taste it. Like it was like, it was like double dip cherry fizz. Ah. My daughter, who's definitely not heard of synesthesia the other day, said, Daddy, my brain's blue. And then she ate something sour the other day and said it tasted like something completely abstract. And I said, "Oh yes, anesthesia." So that's what we'll be talking about. We're talking about your sense. It'll be very sensory. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
a sensory kind of mindfulness.
it'll be cool. It'll be fun.
Yep.
So
And
that's
then that's the
that's
18th.
Wednesday, 6 to 8. Ooh, sponsored by, appropriately enough, Tilt and Pour.
Yep.
So you
So
get to summon demons and have a beer.
yeah, we'll have the beers in, and I think the idea of the beer is just to kind of loosen you up a wee bit. It's probably a quicker and more socially acceptable way than some of the ways we could loosen up. I don't really think some sort of orgy or hallucinogenic drugs, just all eating a big fuck ton of mushrooms. Like I think we might get in trouble with a venue, so a couple of beers are probably the best bet. But if you want to do just a
Civilized.
big psychedelic fuck party afterwards, we'll do that as well. Like, I mean, come on, we're artists. If anyone can get away with it, we can.
We're summoning demons.
This, by the way, the psychedelic fuck party was just a joke I just made there. That's not actually part of the schedule. But yeah, I mean,
It's not. I don't have it on the list.
impromptu psychedelic fuck party.
No, that's still not on the list.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, well,
Um,
you can't be my boy for trying.
Thursday, 19th of June. Thursday, 19th of June, we are painting a canvas bag
Yeah,
with Tracy.
yeah.
And this is a sip and paint, and Tracy's awesome at leading paint parties, just inviting a whole lot of people to come in and have fun. It's free flowing. I
It's
mean, it's
going
not free content.
more kind of traditional crafty in that kind of sense. I mean, we're going from sigils and daemons to ducks and crafty stuff. It is. It's like as much as people want to be goth weirdos, yeah, some people just want to be kind of quirky hippies too.
And also
Tracy's got a
paint
lovely energy.
paint a lovely bag that you can keep your shopping in. Like
Paint, paint,
it's a lovely
paint.
thing.
I'm going to paint mine to look like a scrotum.
Jared, no. It's Tracy's nice workshop. Don't ruin it with balls.
I hate it when people say, Jared, don't ruin it with balls.
Is that like a
You've racked that painting. You've ruined it with balls. Psychedelic fuck party, don't ruin it with balls. No. If you thought last time, Jared, don't make it worse was a catchphrase, wait till you hear don't ruin it with balls.
Don't ruin it with balls.
I've tried not to give the episodes titles, but that might be the title for this one, I think, in my head. Don't ruin it with balls.
So Tracy's lovely workshop that's going to be a lot of fun and very relaxing, and we're all going to take home a nice, bright, colourful canvas bag.
Yeah, I think that's really cute.
I'm excited.
I'm sick.
I want a bag. And that's all the workshops, really.
That's all. And then the 20th, we'll still be there a bit.
We're still there.
If enough of you come down on the 20th, we can just take over Vault. We could just do a hostile takeover. We just kill them all. Just take them over. They can like Somalian pirates.
We might just start flinging
Vault,
artwork.
I the captain now. And then we eat Leo. He'll be raging about it, like, but that's just hurt business. Only joking. Leo's a good spud. I think actually, do you know what? I think in the Revolution, I think it would spur him. Quite like him.
You're literally picking on Leo because he's the one we know.
No, I just like I like him. He's alright. He likes RoboCop.
He does like RoboCop.
Yeah, there was one time there was me and him were having like a really good chat in the Sunflower. And everybody's like, people were going to him, how do you know him? And people were going to me, how do you know him? And we went, I don't know. I just was talking to him about RoboCop.
That's nice.
Yeah, we were trying to say about how in RoboCop 2, he's a lovely iridescent colour.
Yes.
And he is.
Yes.
Yep. Bisexual RoboCop, I think. He's a bit more purple and blue.
There you go.
A bit more woke, dirty 90s.
I like that. So, right. So, are you going to get your tarot cards read?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. I haven't had them done in a while, actually. I kind of felt like, you know, when you know people who's into something and it kind of puts you off it a bit, and you kind of go, that's kind of their thing. And then Sean, he was very heavy into sigils. And then Damien Ackles, he sort of got into a lot more in like martial arts. So I've got a lot of my kind of ritual magic and stuff. And I feel like anytime I've done it lately, I've felt really like I should be fucking doing that. It's the same as when you do a bit of yoga or when you go swimming. So I do feel anything that's going to enrich that, I think would be good. We'll maybe give it up to the, what do you call it, HRU. Give it a bit of that. That's what they always say, do we ritual for HRU. About the Horus, and it's something to do you do before tarot. It kind of loosens your tarot up. That's what I always think. Anyway, I learned that off Damien Ackles. The analogy, the pink energy, the creative magic that we were talking about at the first cult. The second cult was weird because we didn't have as much of us together at the same time. We were scattered, and the second cult felt a bit more like pitching in, but it was more scattered. There was less of us together at once. Yeah. And the energy actually became, in some points, when we actually kind of anger with me because it was kind of disappointed. Some people, I mean, I'm not going to name anybody. You could probably sit and do your guess who I was probably the most pissed off at. But like, whenever someone consistently lets the side down, you go, oh, come on. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where you're like, it's not that I'm angry at you. I'm angry because you're like, what else was happening? Do you know what I mean? You know, and it's like, and I think with this, the idea is that people are coming not only from the same country, people are coming from other countries. Mm-hmm. People are coming this far with that amount of faith in cult. It's amazing.
That is the thing about having everybody in the room and what we think we're doing that's a little bit different.
Well, your energy goes, that's where the magic is, I always think. And it's like, if we're all focusing towards cult, there can't be any way it doesn't work. It doesn't converge.
I'm really excited because I'm excited about all the artists being in the same space together. I'm excited about sharing ideas. I think when we talked last time on the podcast about my work, I'm a collaborator, I'm only as good as the people I'm surrounded by.
Oh yeah,
That's a
no,
fact.
remember that thing whenever you put your stuff up at an art exhibition and you're always, fuck, I'm shit.
Oh, no, as soon as you put your own stuff up
That's
compared to
awful.
everybody else's, you think it's the worst thing in the world. I actually,
Dude, you're a good painter. I'm a good painter, but I guarantee you the second you go, fuck off. You just
I
go,
already feel that.
yeah,
I already
it's
feel
the
that.
worst
I'm ready
feeling.
for that. And also because, just mentioning having tarot in the space and the fact that my pieces are all death heavy, I was suddenly like, oh,
It's the Father Ted joke, isn't it? Father Ted. I was asked to do a painting for someone. I think it was the number 13's relevant. I think it was a 13 is the birthday date or the date of an anniversary date of Captain Spaulding. And all I got was the image of, Death with the Scythe. Like, I think the tattoo on my leg's the same sort of one. The Death with the Scythe. Or imagine Captain Spaulding with a big mop when he's cleaning up the blood. And I was like, here we go. And that's the image. One thing I love to teach is, I love the name of that instant snapshot. We're talking about, on the course that we do, we're talking about how Jung says writing everything down in your red book, And he says sometimes putting an image down seems banal to put it down. But a lot of time that first image, when someone says, can you do me a painting of that lovely wee couple the other week with the chain Figment to do the jewellery, says, can you
yes.
paint me an alien? And the image came to me like that, a flash, a xenomorph in my head. It was like I looked at them and I went, it was almost like they projected the image to me. I think sometimes that image that comes instantly, there's lots of wee things that I can say, even listen to me waffling now for a couple of minutes. Listen to what I can, hopefully you as an artist, you the listener as an artist can go, shit, Torben's making good points. And you go, so imagine I'm talking, right? And then imagine you're talking. And then imagine Sean's talking. And imagine Danny Davies is talking. And imagine Keisha's talking. And imagine Cameron's talking. And we're all sitting like knights of the round fucking table. And the crossover of ideas and the experience, it's not to be understated. Cults, I mean, we call it cult because it's not just a wee silly wee thing. I think cult shows a depth, a kind of uh, what would you say? Sort
Well,
of
it's a meaning and it's a belonging.
there's a really good line in M.R. James. By the way, if you're doing anything with me, I'll quote M.R. James.
Will
And
you?
it
Or
says,
Jerusalem?
or Jerusalem, Almere, yeah. Which quotes M.R. James in it at one point, which is quite good. There's a bit in Canon Albury's scrapbook when he's describing the picture of the demon, and King Solomon's kind of casting this demon, and the guards are holding the demon, and it says the only thing stopping them from running is this implicit trust in their master. And it's like that. And I
Ooh.
love the idea of implicit trust, as in, like,
Mhm.
do you know what I mean? And I don't mean we're masters by any degree, but the
No.
implicit trust of, like, in the fear of what a lot of this is. Jesus Christ, my brain's got quite happy here actually. In the fear of what a lot of this is for a lot of people. I had one person saying today, about what they're wearing on the opening. Everybody's going to dress up. Is this appropriate? People are thinking about stuff like that. Is people are worrying about the price of taxis. People are worrying about where they're staying. People are worrying about where they're drinking. People are worrying about their herbal medication. You know what I mean? There's lots of things that we have to think about and consider for artists. And we're doing all this, I think, because it seems like it'll be worthwhile. And I feel like the step up and the challenge, some of these people are quite neurodivergent, quite shy, quite, not saying antisocial, but
That's a lot.
yeah.
Artists,
I mean,
never.
artists in general, cult is a good slice of that.
Mhm. Yep. Depending on the weather, I'll be in a gold leather trench coat.
I'm thinking of a suit and a luchador mask.
So that's your starting point. What, what's appropriate? Attire. I don't know. A suit jacket and the hot pants.
I don't know about the Daisy Jukes. It depends on the weather, really. The Daisy Jukes, special occasions for. I reached that age as well. I think as a kind of a, I was saying the day, it's like as a kind of a guy of a certain age from a certain geographical area, you get this amazing self-assuredness of going, nah, I'm probably right about everything. Um, so going on that, it's like I think Colt's going to be good.
I think Colt's going to be good.
I think it's going to be a dog's balls. It was funny,
It's going to.
Keisha the other day, um, who's like basically becoming part Matrix now. It's like, get off the fucking internet, you. But she goes the other day, she was panicking. She goes, what's called Belfast? And it was the old shop in Belfast that used to be the skate shop.
Like cult clothing.
Cult clothing, yeah, wasn't it? Like all baggy
Amazing.
trousers and all. And I was like, oh
Yes.
fuck yeah. But she's good. She's like your man on the ground. She's like on the fucking. She's like what I call him, hacker man. She's
Yes.
hooked in. Like I think, I mean, that is a pun we always say about like artists do end up quite. You end up kind of terminally online when you're an artist, trying to sell stuff, trying to set up websites, set up Shopify's, and all that bollocks. Um, where I feel I've got more out of just talking to people. I've got more out of bumping into people, chatting to people, connecting a bit more organically than algorithms. Like it pissed me off that the other week there I had one of my paintings, and it was with Malice girl, who's a class artist. But I was worried. I called the painting "terror as a weapon," and I went, "They're two words that they're not going to like me saying on
Yeah.
Instagram."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Fuck that, there, man." So if you know, we one of the cult ideas for the further you go, that's an interesting one for the next show. We'll do this. We'll chop this down and we'll tease the next one. We're going to say what other versions of cult could we do. We were sort of joking about this, and one of the first ones we were talking about was one that was a more explicit 18, dare I say even 21 plus
21 plus.
show where it
Sexually
was,
explicit.
yeah, like a more, with this one, cult is known quite deathy and quite dark. And one of the people's sort of ideas of a venue we thought about was a sex shop.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, what about something like that? You know, what about a cult that's themed about tattoo artists, or a cult that's themed about even just
I mean,
one where it's non-cult members? You know, like not members. You don't have to join a fee, really. You just have to pay to put your pictures up. But what about something where it would be cult? You know, people just submit like a kind of a Tony Hart gallery of what they think cult is, you know, something like that. You know, it seems to me adaptable.
I think cult's hugely adaptable. I think we need to remember our roots and the fact that so many of us are in the markets at the Comic Cons. We're really working hard to sell art, to meet people, to sell prints. And it was going to the tattoo convention that made me go, okay, just like the market ones, these tattoo artists have a ton of canvases that they've painted, a whole load of sketchbooks. Before the sketchbooks become the things that they are sharing with the public to try and sell the tattoos, there is also a whole load of sketchbooks and a whole load of working things out and a whole load of paintings and stuff that they do
I think
that's ending up on
Skinworks in
skin.
Belfast 15 years ago did a show where it was tattooists put up art pieces. I
Yeah,
thought something like
yeah.
that would be cool. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of cool ideas where,
There was
is it,
at least two people painting at that tattoo convention, and it was lovely to see their work.
I mean, even we're talking about multimedia. We're talking about like, I mean, like Dean does a bit of music, and John does a bit of music. You know, what other things can we do? So down the line, hopefully, we'll sort of wrap up now, I suppose, because we've been waffling. But there's so much stuff that we can talk about, that we can do. That, you know, if anyone else has any ideas, what would cult be? Um, it is going to be. It's never going to be mainstream. But I'd like to be as close to mainstream. We can line everyone's pockets. We can oil the machinery and keep everything going. I hate to say it, but people, it costs 30 quid to walk out the door these days.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're an artist. You know how much two tubes of paint is? It's fucking
Mm-hmm.
30 quid. Two tubes of paint on a
Yep.
canvas and a bus into the town's 30 quid.
Easy.
So, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's very easy in this day and age to go, I could spend that money on that, or just go and buy a big bag of gear and get fucking fucked up and land a gutter. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it is, it's kind of a scary, we're in a scary kind of some people think it's end times, but I feel like artists, it's our kind of responsibility to kind of do something, do fucking something, get off our fucking holes and stop sitting on the internet. And do you remember me and Phil were on a fact finding mission? We were around Ireland there, and we were in Scotland at one point. We were a lovely swimming pool in Scotland.
In Renfrewshire?
Yeah, in Renfrewshire, and I was in the changing room, and the only reference I'd seen to Donald Trump in days was on the fucking, like they always have News 24 in the changing room. And I thought, why don't you have fucking changing rooms on? Why don't you have fucking, you know what I mean, Kirsty Allsop, clunking about people says, what the fuck do I need to know about Donald Trump? And then so we're scooting about and we're in fucking Ireland, then we're up at Ballintoy, and we're like, oh, this is where Game of Thrones was and all, and there's a big saying, enjoy the crack, enjoy the crack. And what the fuck's on the screen? But a big News 24.
News 24.
Video screen, massive. It's like, let's get off the internet, get out the fuck, get out into the real world, go out and meet people and get freaked out by people. Go, fuck, he's a bit weird. Do you know what I mean? It's okay. Sometimes it happens. Go get people and shake their hands. And do you ever sometimes you chat to people online and you go, right, bye? But you ever meet someone in real life and you give them a hug and it's lovely? Or you shake their hand and it's lovely? Or you fucking connect, even if you're not a touchy person. A connection in real life, I think, is something that's so important to me as an artist.
It also, I mean, bringing it back to cult, it serves cult really well.
Yeah.
Because it's about conversations. There's only so much I can do online. The biggest connections that we have made is with Cult Belfast is just going on a walk and meeting people and going into pubs and going into venues and going to not conventions. What was the thing we went to?
Cons.
We went to an event.
Going to cons and conferences.
We went to a conference. Any kind of other festivals where there's other artists going on who might be interested in what you're doing. The market. The market was brilliant for meeting people.
We get crack, you meet people, and chances are they'll fucking hit you with a beer or a fucking free lunch. Do you know what I mean? Socializing is good. Do you know what I mean? We'll hit you with a beer and a free lunch, don't you worry. Like, that's one of the things, like, it's one of them things where life fucking shit, so it's nice just to stop, hit the brakes, and just kind of look at art and think about something different for a while. And I think artists kind of allow that. It kind of, cult's going to be in my head, it's almost like, this is weird. This is the first image that came to my head was when I was a kid around the first week of June. The last sort of May, June, you got Wimbledon and then you got the Clonard Novena. So I'm from like Clonard in West Belfast and I had this like 9-day church sort of festival. It was masses. But it fucking, like, it had speakers, speakers like tannoys, playing like, and they had priests from all over the world and all, and you went down in these like gardens. It was quite summery, and I was like, yeah, like the early summer needs something like that. There's something kind of feels like that pagan energy about the kind of coming up to the solstice of like,
yeah, it does. And that's the thing about cult, like what's going to be exciting is that we're going to be so busy. That's going to be a whole week immersed in art, meeting people that we are excited to meet. Like from a purely selfish point of view, from an artistic point of view, we're going to meet other artists who we haven't met before, who we want to meet, we want to have conversations with.
We're not going to eat them, meet them.
We're not going to eat them. We're going to meet them.
And just think about it. So June 21st, 22nd, after it's over, if you're still here, Phil, we can just go up to the Giant's Ring and we'll just lie dead as a human sacrifice to the gods. Because we'll be fucking exhausted.
We are gonna be exhausted. So
I'm hyped. I can't wait. We'll figure out what episode 3 is going to be. I'll get it done in the next few days. We'll get Davies or someone on. You're blue out now. That's it. You've had 2.
I'm like literally.
I hear it's 2025. We're gonna have a 3-way on Zoom. You never know.
I'm doing all the Airbnb bookings.
Oh no!
Let me have some fun.
Somebody buy Phil a box of chocolates at least, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ! This week I've been knocking our bollocks in, as we say. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of work. But everybody, just know when you come to Cult, and you're part of Cult, we'll be looking after you. When you come to Cult, it'll be fun. So
it'll be fun. We'll have fun. Okay.
I'm getting him a beer, Phil. I'm going to say
Right.
it night, tell you, kid.
No.
You behave yourself, and if you don't behave yourself, remember, I don't know you. I've never seen you.
You've never met me before.
Right, up a cults.
Up a cult!
Up a cults. See you there. I'm going to stop recording. We see it.
No.